Hey guys, this is Comic and today I'm doing a review for all new, all different Avengers, issue 7. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic episode 139, and that show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show. And here are the exclusive comics. We have, we have Deathstroke issue 16, Outcast issue 17, Hellchild issue 1, Super Zero issue 4, Venus issue 4, Robin Hood Ongoing issue 20, Birthright issue 15, Teen Titans issue 18, Cry Havoc issue 3, Patsy Walker issue 4, Grayson issue 18, All New Hawkeye issue 5, Batman and Robin Eternal issue 25, Star Wars issue 17, The Totally Awesome Hulk issue 4, and Superman and Lois and Clark issue 6. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic episode 139, which is annotated. But let's start talking about the all new, all different Avengers issue 7. So this is a start of a new story arc, or at least a tie-in story arc with Standoff, which is the whole Pleasant Hill storyline, which I guess is more of a prequel to Civil War II, which is the big summer event for Marvel. So here's a big list of all the different tie-ins we're going to get with Standoff. Looks like next month we're also going to have still a Standoff tie-in with all new, all different Avengers. But cool cover, love these painting style artworks here. Wasn't totally excited for the all new, all different Avengers to fight the Uncanny Avengers. Haven't been reading that book, so it didn't really make a difference to me, but still was excited to see what the new chapter of this Avengers book would be. So let's start talking about the interior artwork. I think the interior artwork kind of declined again here, where I thought it did a lot better in the last part of the arc. Here, there just isn't enough detail, especially in a flagship book like All New, All Different Avengers. Here's another example, especially when you see characters like more in the background. Like the artwork's pretty okay for big splash pages like this, but when you have the small panels, they just want a lot more detail here. And I mean, the first page is just an example, but we also have the Miss Marvel page where the teacher doesn't really have eyes in the background. So whenever a character is really far in the back, it just isn't enough detail here. So I think the artwork could have been a lot better for this issue and kind of pulled me out of the story. But let's see if I enjoyed the story. So this book kind of opens up with Jane and we have Captain America talking to each other, and Jane just explaining once again why she doesn't want people to know why she's Thor, and then Captain America saying, well, you should try to find out why you want to be Thor, because I don't know if you're telling yourself the truth here. And then Miss Marvel saying, kind of forgiving Vision, and we see Vision as a good guy again, so don't worry, that happened in this issue. And then after that, we have the team come together to fight the Uncanny Avengers for some reason, and it's very random, but for a reason. It's random because I guess this whole time they were in the globe of Pleasant Hill, the girl from Pleasant Hill, and it looks like they actually are in Pleasant Hill now and being people without memory. And that was a little confusing to me, but hopefully that'll be explained in the next issue. But yeah, I thought the beginning of this issue was pretty well done. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed, again, the whole Thor and Captain America discussion. I liked that Ms. Marvel forgave Vision. I thought it was cool the way they did it, even if the art wasn't great. But I think it progressively kind of got weirder once they started having that random fight with the Uncanny Avengers, which I understood what it was. It was kind of this illusion, but it just kind of felt weird and forced in this issue. So this kind of felt like a forced tie-in. I don't know if this book really needed to tie in to All New, or to, to Standoff. I don't know if we really needed to have that here. But I will say it was an interesting cliffhanger where I'm interested to see how our other members of the team will be in in Pleasant Hill, because maybe we'll see our characters kind of learn more about each other because they aren't their superhero identities, especially for a character like Jane. So I'm curious to hopefully get into our characters' minds a little bit more in our next chapter, even though it's kind of a lackluster way to get there. I didn't think this was a horrible issue, but they could have had some better execution here. So I gave all different Avengers issue 7 3 stars. I thought it was an okay issue, but it did decline a bit from the previous chapters or issues of all different Avengers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic You Know. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.